House cleaning before we get started. For those who are rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Every bit of your support absolutely helps promote your boy into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now, let's get to it. Drop the video. Let's go.
And before this conversation spirals any more out of control than it already has, as far as the rate of black men being in college disproportionately less than black women, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Guten fuck not. Because if you're the leaders, why don't you lead the path for the young boys? Why aren't you guys leading each other? When you grab these microphones and you act like fake revolutionists who also have no action behind all that shit you say, as you guys are building these platforms of 100,000, 200, 300,000 in a week's time, none of you are talking about this black college shit for black men. Why are you guys not being the pillars of success for the youth in the neighborhood? Why is it always a black woman's fault that you have not evolved or rise to the occasion or try to be better? I don't give a fuck. There is no other nuance in the conversation that needs to be had besides they need to take control of their own lives the same way any and all other people have. You're not there because you don't want to do the work to get there. What do you tell us? Pick better. Try harder. I'm telling you motherfuckers to do the same thing. Good day.
What a delightful demon she is. Where should I start with her? First of all, you should be concerned about your health before you get on here on social media trying to drag black men for not going to college as much as black women. You don't have a neck, you're morbidly obese, and I'm pretty sure you're the poster girl for type 2 diabetes. That should be your key focus, not this particular topic. I have a news flash for a lot of y'all misandrists that get on social media. You're talking about black boys, not black men. It's black boys who are having a high illiteracy rate, not black men. Because you know why I say that? Because black men don't come out the womb fully grown and illiterate. They have to be raised. And like she said, why aren't y'all role models for the boys in your community? Black men are role models for boys in their community. But what black men are not responsible for is making your little bastards literate. See, that's your job. That's a mother's role. The first teacher of a child is their mother. Mothers push knowledge and culture down to their children. And if you're depending on our broken school system to educate your boys, and then you're not reinforcing teachings at home to ensure that your boys are not illiterate, that they can read at the levels of the grade that they're in, that they're well prepared for college, then yes, we're going to continue to blame the women, the black women in particular, who allow their sons to fail. It's not the community's job to make your children literate. That's your responsibility. It's not the community's job to prepare your children for college. That's your responsibility. And yeah, they'll come and obfuscate and say, well, their fathers aren't doing the job. But again, I will go back and tell you, teachers of children are mothers. Fathers are providers and protectors. Can fathers teach their children? Sure, and they should. But that's not the role of fathers. The role of fathers is to teach masculinity to their boys, to also show their daughters what masculinity is, to keep them out the strip club and off of poles and picking bad men. And here's the thing too, man, while you're giddy over there laughing about the issue with black men not going to college, was really not an issue because surprise, surprise, black men can make decisions for themselves where they do and don't go. A lot of black men go to the military, go straight to the workforce out of high school, or go to trade school. Those are not things that are beneath them. Those are choices they're making to take care of themselves and their family. But y'all want to act like education is synonymous with intelligence, which clearly on display here it is not. Education and intelligence are two vastly different pools. You can be an educated dummy, as I've seen with a number of these videos I'm going to play here. There are a lot of educated dummies out here speaking as if they have the knowledge about this particular subject because of an article written by a guy who did it for the Times, the New York Times. Y'all look for any reason to denigrate black men who, by the way, both black men and women are at the very bottom, but black women are trying to etch out a spot over black men for validation to get close to white womanhood? Who's going to validate you for climbing over black men to be superior? Who are you seeking that attention from? Because clearly you're not seeking it from black men because you're looking to dethrone, usurp black men from a position above you so you can get acknowledged by whom? Yeah, you can't make this stuff up, man. Let's continue.
Black boys and black girls are not seen the same in the classroom. The perception is not the same. And this
Facts.
is because black boys are more likely to be seen as a threat. And when a black boy is seen as a threat, nobody protects the threat. Nobody helps the threat. In fact, they want to eradicate the threat. Now, what does that mean? That means that our black boys, when they show help-seeking behaviors, right? Because all children show them. It doesn't matter if you're black, if you're white, whatever. You're going to show a help-seeking behavior that can come off like talking in class, jumping around, being disruptive. But when a black boy does it, he is more likely to be expelled. ISS, out of school suspension, jail, right? Because a lot of the times that behavior that is just normal childlike behavior, for some reason when it comes to our black men, they are treated like grown men. Right? Our black boys are treated like grown men in their classrooms. A lot of the times they are fighting for their lives. A lot of the times they are not even in a position to ask for help.
I literally cannot sleep. The current conversation about black men's college enrollment is coming from this article right here. Do I have thoughts? Of course. Will I share them? Of course. But for right now, the only thought I have is this. If you are a black man under the sound of my voice, go to college. You can and you should. Yes, you can. They're wrong. Anybody who telling you that you can't go to college is wrong. Anyone who telling you you shouldn't go to college is your op, and not just your op, your biggest op. At some point, you got to ask yourself, who benefits from me not pursuing more education? Because it ain't you. You don't need to go to college to be successful. That statement is true, and that statement is a cop-out sometimes. Does college give you success? No, nothing does, and that's the problem. A lot of folks want success given to them, and the amount of work that you have to do to be successful without the degree, you might as well have did the 2 or 4 years and got the piece of paper. I don't know a single black man who went to college and came out of it like, damn, my life is worse because I pursued my education. Let me tell you something. I went to college 3 times, and I ain't seen nothing there that you can't do. I worked as a college advisor. I've advised young black male students. Taught college for a little while. I've taught young black male students. I want to work for myself. I can't tell you how great that is. It means so college don't matter. Whoa. As far as being good at your craft, maybe college doesn't matter. But as far as how much you can charge for your craft, college absolutely matters. A lot of folks saying you don't need college, they didn't go, so how would they know? And if you want me to really put you on game, it's a lot of folks telling you not to go to college because they did go. And they don't want no competition, so they're trying to kick the ladder down. All these politicians on TV, on social media going, college is for the liberal elite. Yeah, they went to Yale, now they're telling you that. All the social media gurus saying, student loan debt and college isn't worth it. They're filming that bullshit on this camera that is $600. Or they're filming it on one that's $2,300. The reason why they can afford a $5,000 Twitch stream setup is because they went to college. So they have a job that pays them well until their content creation pops off.
This message is for every black male nerd who had a rough time through school. Y'all see what they online talking about right now? Baby, they talk about black men don't want to go to college. Not us black men, the hood niggas that they encouraged for the past 2 generations. 2 generations. Now those hood niggas have had kids, and now those kids don't want to read. I know it's called an intergenerational pattern. They don't know that because they live in a land of delusion. But we know that. And people are going to get in my comment section saying that I'm divisive. I don't give a flying fuck. This community has gotten so goddamn hypocritical to the point that it's just crazy.
And exactly what I thought, y'all were being disingenuous about this article. I knew it. In my heart of hearts, I knew that y'all were being disingenuous about this article. There's no way that you read this article and decided that this was an attack on black men. Then it turned into a conversation that black men are not going to college. And using this article as the source material is so frustrating. I think that Clyde wrote a very solid article, and it was not a Grim Reaper type article that y'all tried to make it to be. It's specifically about black colleges. So inserting your opinion about community college and inserting your opinion about trade school is stupid because we are talking about college. Stay about the topic at hand.
Since y'all love stats so much, y'all do know white women are outpacing white men as well, right? Since y'all love stat, y'all don't waste no time trying to shit on a brother. Now y'all talking about why black men don't go to college. And in the process of that, y'all shitting on the trade school? I don't know what black men y'all be around, but I know a whole lot of black men that have gone to college and graduated. And since we on this topic, they got less kids than the dudes that didn't go to college. So what that tell me? Y'all ain't fucking with them?
Seeing a lot of people be shocked of the educational gap between black women and black men attending colleges, I'm just trying to figure out where everybody else was, because black women been paying attention to this. Like, we've been saying this. We've been saying this. Like, this is why honestly, one of the reasons why a lot of black women are not in relationships, because a lot of black men drastically do not amount up educationally with a lot of black women. Simple. Like, we've been seeing this shit. And all of that, but the increase in podcasts, my God, instead of them niggas educating the youth on geometry, trigonometry, algebra, science, actual fucking history, they wanted to fucking teach them about misogyny, incel, hotep content. We should have been saying something, but now everybody is now aware, since there are people making articles and actually showing statistical numbers behind this shit. Black women been saying this shit. Black women been gaining degrees. But you know what black men been saying as a response to black women gaining all those degrees? They've been talking about the debt ratio that we have. Well, how are you gonna be too motherfucking broke anyway? You sit up here getting all those degrees and you ain't doing shit but adding all that debt to it. So, in order for you to win in this life is to gain debt. I thought everybody fucking knew that shit. Y'all even know that shit. Y'all literally gamble your motherfucking life away all fucking day.
There are a lot of women on social media who are talking about this subject who are just as illiterate as the black men they're claiming that are not going to college. First of all, it's debt, not depth. You have a whole lot of nerve to talk about women with degrees when you're not one of them. And if you are one of them, you are further proving that you don't have to be an intellectual to be educated. I think this is too serious of a subject for a lot of talking misandrists, radicalized feminists on social media to tackle. This is not y'all lane. That article that was written for the New York Times was an article. It didn't have stats. It's not riddled with stats. It's an opinion piece. Yes, the rate or the gap of black men going to college from black women has been 6.7%. Now it's 10%. Surprise, surprise. Men in the whole country are opting out of college. They're taking other routes, military, trade schools, going straight into the workforce. I don't understand why women believe, and I do, because they're all being indoctrinated in higher levels of education by intersectional feminists, that they are superior and their way of tackling life is the best way, the most optimum way. I got a bit of news flash for y'all. Men and women are vastly different. Men see the world through a different context than women do. Men take different paths than women. Men don't have the luxury to go back and forth in and out of school to be educated in fields that don't yield money or high levels of income or substantial incomes to support a family. Women have that luxury. And to compare men and women on an educational level and to act as if these women are superior because they're going to be educated or trained in particular core studies, it's ridiculous. There are a lot of educated fools, and you're clearly one of them, if you are in fact educated. But a lot of women, 70% of women work in customer service and retail. What are y'all doing with all those degrees besides working in bills saying, can I take that for you, ma'am, and ring it up? Oh yeah, a lot of y'all are going into nursing. That's been trending for about 10 plus years now. But so what? That still doesn't make you superior. There are men who are electricians, plumbers, and before y'all go down that asinine road, you still got to be able to do math and stuff. Yes, and they are doing it. The only men who are illiterate and who are opting out of school are the ones y'all find sexually attractive to start. The ones that y'all celebrate thugdom, the ones that y'all do dirty and Pookie and Ray Ray and Thugnificent and Block Dan. Those are the guys that y'all give babies to. And surprise, surprise, your kids grow up stupid because their fathers are stupid. And you want to blame everyone but yourself for picking a stupid guy. This isn't a problem. This is how things are. Men have the right, no, the autonomy to choose what avenues of education they take or don't take. Black women, men, black men are not your property. I know y'all are gynocratic. Y'all believe that y'all are matriarchal and men should bend to your will. But black men have the right to choose their own path, free of black women's opinions.
Let me do this again for those who didn't understand it the first time. Journeyman electrician average about $120,000 a year. Okay. Truck drivers make between $120,000 to $160,000 a year. Resident doctor, physician makes about $120,000 a year. Your average lawyer starts off at about $60,000 to $70,000 a year, first starting off out of college after it pays for 7 to 8 years of school. Your average liberal arts graduate makes about $50,000 a year out the bat. My last mile delivery drivers make about $1,200 a week. That's what, about $66,000 a year. It's not so much about us talking about who needs education and men need education or that. It's about what choice they make. It's about what they want to do. If what they're doing is legit, honest, and is earning income to allow them to support themselves and to support a family, who gives a what they do.
Men saying they don't care about our college degrees is starting to make sense to me, because this whole discourse around black men not attending college makes me feel like some of your degrees are not worth the paper they're written on, because you would understand that college rates for men as a whole are in sharp decline. We know that according to the Chronicle of Higher Education, that rates were like at 40.5 for all men in 2021. And those rates are still in decline. So that black men would be a part of that, and due to systemic issues and all that intersectionality and the differences we know happen in our educational system that would greatly impact black men, as well as inner city students or students who are low income, we know that that might disproportionately impact some of our communities. So what are we even talking about? What is with the elitism and acting like, oh, I went to college and you didn't, so like, what are we doing? I have a bunch of degrees, love school. I'm a college professor. Education is great. If you can do it, great. But if you choose to do a trade like my son and you're quite successful, that's okay too. We really have to stop trying to find ways to be better than each other. It's like you all be grasping at straws at this point, and it doesn't make sense. It is okay. Do we want to see rates go up? Absolutely, but it also has to make sense. And so rather than judging, let's start talking about the outcomes. Let's start talking about ways of making students make good decisions so they're not laden with student debt and not being successful with a degree, or going into college and not finishing because they're not prepared. Instead of talking about them not being prepared, what can we do to assist them into completion? Rather than, oh, I work with them and they're not there and they're not ready and whatever. I know that if you work with them, that there are ways to improve outcomes for students who want to do it. I work with my students who need that additional help every day. So miss me with it. Please, can we stop and do better and stop trying to talk down or be better than? Stupid.
This is a conversation for educators and parents, not radical feminists who've been indoctrinated in college. This is a conversation for parents and educators. All the rest of y'all have a seat, because this topic is far too important to spread and sprinkle misandry all over. I know a lot of y'all hate black men and can't stand us. I get it. But y'all, please, please have a fucking seat, because this particular topic is about black boys, not black men. Y'all are so entrenched in hatefulness towards black men that y'all are willing to attack black boys, because this is an issue that's going on with our sons, not adult men. Because, surprise, surprise, boys have to be born, they're infants, toddlers, children, teenagers, then adult males. Y'all skip a whole bunch of processes to get to the adult male portion because you don't like men. This is an issue for parents and educators. This is serious. This is not about y'all and who you get to lay up with and who you get to be in a relationship with. You cannot reduce this to a dating issue. This is not a dating issue. This is a educational issue of survival. But all y'all concentrate on is, oh, we can't find men who match our educational level. Y'all can't find people who match anything with y'all because y'all are sycophants. You're educated fools. This is serious. This has so many nuances to it. This stuff is rooted in systematic racism. This stuff is rooted in denying black boys access to things that y'all know black girls have access to. Y'all know black girls have all types of system and programs set aside, put aside for y'all that black boys just do not have. But y'all want to pretend like this stuff isn't real, simply so y'all can have a one-up on black men and say, see, we told y'all this why we don't have good men to date. Instead of realizing that the reason you don't have the men to date is because you're a shitty person yourself and you're attracting your equal. I got a news flash for a lot of y'all. Y'all are in college with a lot of black men that y'all choose not to date and marry. Y'all rather go and get the guy off the block than the guy that's sitting in the damn lecture hall with you. That's the truth. Y'all want to blame everybody for your poor ass decisions in men but yourselves. It's not education. It's not the lack of education in men. It's not men going to trade school or becoming truck drivers. It's not men going to the military or men just going directly into the workforce that's causing y'all not to have quality men. You don't have quality men because you're not quality women. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I'll catch y'all in the credits. This shit is serious. 2 fingers. Peace. Catch y'all in the next one. Black Jesus.
You think that what we're fighting about is stupid. Just cause you don't agree don't mean it's stupid. Lately communication feels so useless. If we don't got that obsessive love, then what are we doing? I don't ask for much from you. It's like you don't got the time to lose. Make me feel like I'm a burden when I tell you I won't